All right. What is going on, everybody? In today's video, we're going to cover Luka's epic return to Dallas. We are going to talk about some stories heading into the end of the season here, because the end of the season is this Saturday. Then we get to the play-in tournament. Then we get into playoff basketball. So if you like what I say, like the video. If you have your own opinions, comment them down below. And if you just like the vibes, consider subscribing. So yeah, we're just gonna hop right in to this uh, Lakers versus Dallas Mavericks game. We're not gonna go too in depth. With a lot of these games that are more storylines than the game, I think more times often than not, it's more about the storylines and everything. It's not about the game necessarily, but we will talk a little bit about that. Obviously, it's the end of the season. There's some storylines. There's some things I want to wrap up. Some storylines, some rumors and stuff. Obviously, it's been a crazy season for a lot of teams. It's been a crazy season for the Phoenix Suns. It's been a interesting just 72 hours for Nuggets fans. So there's some stuff I want to touch on with that, and we'll preview some videos that are going to come out later this week. But right now, enough of my rambling. Let's talk about this game. So Luka Doncic's return to Dallas. It starts off. It starts off. They're gonna play the tribute video, right? He's sitting on the bench, and he waits for somebody to give him a towel because he knows he's gonna cry, and of course he cries. It was a pretty good tribute video, um, but it's all bittersweet, you know. It's I can't imagine how difficult it is to be like appreciative of the fans, you know, Dallas Maverick fans, Luka Doncic fans, to be appreciative of them, but to also just feel like this organization's just I can't curse this early in the video, but just so silly, you know? It's just so foolish, you know, in a sense. And I think Luka did what he had to do. Obviously, this Lakers team, the message from the Laker team, from head coach JJ Redick was they're gonna stand by Luka. They're gonna try to help Luka out, try to get the win, and they got the win. The Lakers won the game, 112 to Dallas Mavericks 97. And in this effort, Luka had a great game. I think his best game as a Laker. He had 45 points, 4 steals, 6 assists, 8 rebounds. He had 4 personal fouls. He shot the ball well, 7 of 10 from three, 16 of 28 from just field goal overall. And to go along with that, LeBron James had 27 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, only 2 turnovers. LeBron did not make a three, but he was 11 of 20 overall from field goal. The rest of the Lakers helped out. Austin Reeves with 11 points, Rui Hachimura with 15 points, Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes was the only bad part of this game for the Lakers. He was really the only bad part of this game. He was getting pushed around by the Mavericks' other big men. If we just go look at the Mavericks real quick, um, the numbers aren't gonna say it, but if you watch the game, PJ Washington was giving it to Jackson Hayes. Um, Anthony Davis was giving it to Jackson Hayes. Derek Lively was giving it to Jackson Hayes. Um, not the White Pal. Daniel Gafford was giving it to him. A lot of these guys, PJ Washington, double-digit points. Anthony Davis, double-digit points. Derek Lively, only 6 points, but it's coming back off an injury. I'm not too upset about that. Um, or is he? Daniel Gafford, 10 points, 6 rebounds. Um, this is the only fault of this Lakers team is that they do not have a big man, and this Dallas Mavericks team does have a good depth chart when it comes to centers and big men. To speak to Anthony Davis, obviously the former Laker, the player, um, what do you call received in the Luka Doncic trade, the big name that the Dallas Mavericks got back. 13 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 turnovers, 1 block, no steals. Um, just a very docile night from him. Just a very um, eh. And this is the thing about Anthony Davis. You always question his motor. And I'm not saying that he should have just went out there and tried to do it all. Just give a little bit more. You know what I mean? This is the old team. This is the team that traded you. And we're gonna talk about that in a second as well. But this the effort from the Mavericks was there. They just couldn't. They couldn't. The defense was there, and when they got rolling, they got rolling. Right. Well, the Lakers when they when they were out in the what do you call it, the full court, right, when they were pushing the pace, they were really good. There were a couple moments, especially one where when they got into the half court and they were trying to run something, they could not get past the Mavericks, and the Mavericks just couldn't get anything. They couldn't get the ball rolling on the other side for them. So it really just came down to the Lakers' pace. They had some guys make some threes. Not the best 3-point shooting night for anybody besides Luka, but that's really all you needed. And the margin of winning was so small here. That's you literally just needed the Luka 30. He didn't even need 45. He could have gone 35 and would have been the same thing. But it was good for Luka to get that. To dive into the Mavericks a little bit more, um, PJ Washington 14, Najee Marshall 23. It didn't even feel like he had 23. Um, Clay Thompson, another stinker. I'm so sorry, Clay. I'm a big Clay fan too, and I just feel bad for him at this point. Daniel Gafford 10, Max Christie 11, another former Laker. Um, to get into more of the storyline here, um, the GM Nico Harris was in attendance for this game, and I think in the first half he was sitting in his seat, and he's watching the game. And then once it started looking like the Lakers are gonna win, he started like creeping back and towards the right end of the game. Um, the cameras caught him just in the tunnel, just watching from the tunnel, trying not to be seen. Um, man, uh, I said it when the trade happened. I said it in the video where Luka made his Laker debut. If you want to check that video out, I'll put a card in the top right corner. You can check it out. Um, Nico Harris is going to need to go into witness protection because the city of Dallas is never gonna forgive this. This is, and I know this is like the first game of like this is going to be a storyline for the next like 3-4 years, until Dallas is bad. Um, but the first game matters, and when Luka puts up 45, 8 and 6, you're like, oh, that's Luka. That's the guy we traded for. That's the guy we drafted. If I'm the Mavericks, right? And then you get this guy back, Anthony Davis, who only puts up 13 and 11. 13 and 11 ain't bad, but I'm gonna need somebody else. I'm gonna need somebody else to help out Najee Marshall. Najee Marshall should not be a leading scorer, and I get this Dallas Mavericks team does not have Kyrie Irving. Um, Anthony Davis has just come. Maybe he's a week or two back from an injury. Um, I'm gonna need more. I did see some positive things. Like I said, their defense was really good, but um, when when you've been coached by somebody who's so familiar with your game and a coach like JJ Redick, he knows your faults. He knows what you don't do good. He's gonna push those buttons. He's gonna go after it, and that's what happened. And this was a very emotional game. People were saying this is like the most like emotional game of all time. Obviously, what had happened, the Luka trade happened in the middle of the night, so everybody was shocked, not just the players. We'll get to that in a second. Um, Nobody knew about it, quote unquote. But I don't think I think what to me what makes an emotional return is is it the first time, the second time, the third time? By the fourth time, if nobody if nobody cares anymore, and granted they're both in the Western Conference, so they're going to see each other a lot next year. Um, they're I think this is just a one off. Like to me, when LeBron went back to Cleveland, every time he was a member of the Miami Heat, he got booed. They hated him, right? And this is a little different for Luka because he doesn't hate Dallas. He doesn't hate the Mavericks. He hates the front office and he hates the ownership. That's who Luka hates. Um, so it's a little different. When Kevin Durant was a Golden State Warrior and he went back to play against the Oklahoma City Thunder, they called him a cupcake. He got booed. That was, you could tell they hated Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant probably hated them too. And to sum it all up, really, Luka right after the game he said, "I love these fans, I love the city, but it's time to move on." End quote. I I think I think Luka's the kind of guy who just doesn't care. Obviously, in a competitive sense, you want to get this out of your system. You beat them once at home, you beat them at their house. Um, and now you're just a Laker. You don't have to worry about the speculation, the this, the that. Oh, Luka's return, how's it going to be? You can just be a Laker now. And for Anthony Davis and the Dallas Mavericks, um, I think Anthony Davis has a good game against the Lakers next year, whenever. Um, but I'll say this: a big man like Anthony Davis is never going to get the the ferocity and like the how do you call it, the anger out like a guard can, because the guard can manipulate the game. He can step back, he can blow past him, he break somebody's ankles and have 40 points. I don't think Anthony Davis is ever going to do that against the Lakers. He might have one good game next year, but I don't think it's going to happen um, in the immediate future. Maybe this time next year, but not now. I mean, the way the Dallas Mavericks are trending, I don't know if they're going to be competitive enough to do it in the playoffs next year. So we will see. Um, let's look at some team stats here, and then we'll move on to some other stuff. Um, Dallas Mavericks had a better field goal percentage. They had a better 3-point percentage. Their free throw percentage was worse. Um, so they didn't get beat by the numbers. They just got beat by Luka. That's what really happened. Let's see. That's surprising. Lakers had more points in the paint. Um, and the largest lead for the Lakers was 16. And to yeah, I think that's it. Luka just came back home, did what he had to do. It was an emotional night, and I think this game would have been a lot more fun if Kyrie was healthy. But these are the cards you dealt, and we got a great Luka game out of it. Let's move on to some other stuff. I can't believe the season's almost over. We're heading into the playoffs here, so we have some stuff to just I want to touch on very quickly. Considering we probably, unless I make a dedicated video to these things, I don't think we're going to talk about some of these teams uh, anymore after this season's over. Um, Switch gears to talk about the Phoenix Suns for 1 second. Um, it is reported that there is a 0% chance the Suns keep Avery Bradley. Phoenix could pull off a historic buyout for a player on a max contract with multiple years remaining if they can't find a trade. Officially, one of the worst trades ever. Um, I had theorized this. I didn't say it on here, but in my mind, I was like, what would it take for the Suns just to say, hey, let's just buy Bradley Beal out? Because Bradley Beal literally, um, I want to preface this. I don't have a problem with Bradley Beal the person. I think Bradley Beal has just been an okay NBA player. I never bought into it when he was in the Wizards. He was just a good scorer, and the way he got paid was like, oh wow, okay, you paying that guy that much? It was obvious that the Wizards thought that's not going to be our problem. That's going to be the next guy's problem, and it has been the next guy's problem. And the next guy is the Phoenix Suns. And Bradley Beal, literally, he literally fucked up their season this year. Not just on the court, but off the court. Because Bradley Beal has a no trade clause. That means he has to agree to any trade that the Phoenix Suns come to him with. And if he doesn't want to go, he can just say, no. The Phoenix Suns were supposed to get Jimmy Butler. This when Jimmy Butler was having that whole fiasco with the Heat, pardon me. And the deal was supposedly going to be Bradley Beal for Jimmy Butler, and it just never materialized. And it was never reported that Bradley Beal nixed the trade, but I assume one of the biggest hangups for the Heat was we have to deal with this no trade clause after this, after we trade for him. We're not gonna be able to get rid of this guy. Um, Bradley Beal this year, for those who do not know, because you haven't been paying attention to the Phoenix Suns, because I haven't either. This is his second year here after spending 11 years in Washington. Right at the ripe old age of 31, Bradley Beal is washed. Let's see, three-time All-Star, right? Three-time All-Star, one-time All-NBA player. That was the year he was really, really good in Washington. Um, this season, 2024-2025, his 13th season in the league, is his lowest scoring season since 2014-2015. So a decade later, Bradley Beal has dropped back down to mid-teens. His percentages aren't that bad. Considering he plays 32 minutes, that's around his career average. Yeah, his 2 point field goal percentage isn't bad. His 3 point isn't bad, but these are all adjusted because he's been coming off the bench. He's been starting. He's playing similar minutes, but I assume the rhythm is a bit better for him because he doesn't have the pressure of being a starter and sharing the ball with Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, etc., etc. Um, this season for the Phoenix Suns has just been terrible, and I didn't think they'd be great. I didn't think this team had it to be a championship team, considering they had no big man. Even when they had Yusuf Nurkic isn't a needle mover for me. Um, in this day and age, you need at least a serviceable big, whether that's a stretch big, a rim running big, anything, right? And I hate to throw a coach under the bus because I've made it very clear I don't like to do that, but the cards and the players that Mike Budenholzer has had to deal with this season, I'm not surprised he couldn't make it work. This is a terrible freaking season, terrible season for this team and for this franchise. Um, if I could find, oh man, I just want to see, is this their worst season in a while? Like, how bad is it? Let's see here. So right now, as of the recording of this video, they're 35-45, right? They're not going to break 40 wins. The last time they didn't break 40 wins was 2019-2020. They won 34 games. That was the shortened season though, so keep that in mind. Right? That was the shortened season. Yeah, so keep that in mind. But previous to that, even they had only won 20 games in 2015, 24 games in 2016, 21 games in 2017, 19 games in 2018-2019, and then obviously after that um, bubble year, they've been pretty good. But they're back down to being just a bad team. A bad team. And it's not even speculated. It's pretty well known that Kevin Durant's gonna be gone this offseason. To where we don't know yet. But this leaves the situation of say Bradley Beal gets bought out, they trade Kevin Durant. You're left with Devin Booker and you're back to square one. Because that's where you were essentially um, pre or even 2019-2020. That's where you were essentially. It was just Devin Booker and some guys. And that was a really good team. And a couple of seasons after that, they went to the finals, but now they've just regressed so much. They haven't been able to get back there. And I don't think teams or anything deserve this, but um, this is what you get when you try to win when you just want to microwave a team, when you want to just a quick, oh, we put these guys together, we're gonna win a team. That hasn't worked since the Warriors have done it. That has not worked. Maybe you could say the Lakers did it with Anthony Davis, but that was a couple years. You know that they weren't they were expected to win a championship, but in the fashion they won the championship was a bit weird, and I don't know if they would have won a championship otherwise if it wasn't for the virus that year. Nevertheless, Phoenix is in trouble, and it's going to be very interesting to watch this offseason and see what happens. I think this is my personal belief. I know because the owner doesn't want to do this. Matt Ishbia does not want to do this for the Phoenix Suns. I would say just blow it all the way up. You can get so much value for Devin Booker, for Kevin Durant. You're not gonna be a bad. You're gonna be bad for maybe 2 years at max, and then you'll be right back. You'll be right back here with a brand new team. You know what I mean? So that's my personal. I think you should just blow it all up. Just say, hey, we messed up, Devin. We wasted your prime. You're still in your prime. Go win a championship somewhere else. We can't do it here. I don't see a path forward for this team if you just let go of Bradley Beal and then just trade Kevin Durant. I think it needs a full reset. Um, and to end it here, um, there's a quote from Matt Ishbia from 11 months ago, and people are digging this quote up. And I quote: "As the other 29 GMs, 26 of them would trade their whole team for our whole team, our draft picks, and everything as is. The house is not on fire. We're in a great position. It's not hard to fix." Um, Matt Ishbia, governor, owner of the Phoenix Suns, 11 months ago. Wow. And the last thing I want to talk about today, that's actual news, is some more Denver Nuggets stuff. Obviously, uh, they fired the head coach of 10 years, the winningest head coach in franchise history, Michael Malone. If you want to check out my reaction to that, I'll put it in the top right corner as well. Just click it, take you to the video. Um, just some quotes. Obviously, I even send that video. I don't have all the details. I don't have all the stuff. We have a little bit of it now. We have three-time MVP, All-Star Nikola Jokic, franchise cornerstone, um, on the Nuggets firing Michael Malone and their GM Calvin Booth. He said, and I quote, "I knew a little bit before everyone." And Josh, the governor and owner of the Nuggets, told me we made a decision. So it was not a discussion, it was a decision. And he told me why. So I listened and I accepted it. A typical response from Jokic. Just wants to play basketball, doesn't care. I did see, it was funny. I did see, I think maybe after I recorded that video, maybe like 2, 3 hours after I recorded that, I saw the odds, the betting odds for what Nikola Jokic's next team is, and number one was the gosh dang Lakers. Surprise, right? Lakers get everybody, and the other two options were funnily enough, it was just he was just gonna go back to Serbia. Jokic is I'm done with the NBA. I'm just gonna go play in Serbia. And if you saw Jokic this summer at the Olympics when he was playing for the Serbian national team, I've never seen that man so happy. So it would not surprise me if Jokic just said, "Ah, yeah, I'm done," and just leaves. Um, Another report and another quote uh, from The Athletic: "Players on the Nuggets began to lose faith in Michael Malone after he gave Russell Westbrook special treatment." And I quote: "All the while, Malone's choice to continue supporting Westbrook despite the frustration he was causing on and off the floor ultimately led to the loss of credibility among the team's key players. It was one thing when Malone handled Jokic and Murray with more leniency than the rest of the group, but affording Westbrook that sort of treatment, even with his Hall of Fame resume, wasn't received well by some." Anonymous person said this, reported by The Athletic, though. Um, I will say this, and I will try to be as delicate as I can. I am not a Russell Westbrook fan. I'm not. I'm a recovering hater. I used to really dislike him a lot. Um, the way he plays, the the way he has such a short fuse and such a short um, temper, and like he feels like everybody's against him. It's him against the world. And in some cases it is, but I will say this: Russell Westbrook fans are some of the most dedicated fans I've met. So I don't. I hate the narrative that like, oh, everybody hates me. I hate that. I don't like that. Not everybody hates you. You have tons of fans, bro. But this is the situation you put yourself in. You go to a team that's trying to win a championship that was pretty, you thought was set in stone for the next 3, 4 years, in the Nuggets. Obviously, that's lining up in Nikola Jokic's contract. That's lining up with Jamal Murray. I'm talking about the franchise as a whole. They had at least some stuff set in stone. And you come to this team. Russell Westbrook knows this. He played with the Lakers. He played with the Clippers. He played in Houston when Houston was really good with James Harden and that group. You were going to get criticized. You were going to be torn apart for every wrong thing you've done. Everything wrong you do in X jersey, Y jersey, right? When you do something good, nobody's gonna talk about it, right? Yeah, that's the thought process, right? I think I don't think Russ is a bad player. Like I said, I don't like the way he plays. I think he's a bit overhyped. But to cut to the point I'm trying to get to is that I've said this since oh man, I've said this since he left Oklahoma, and what was that, 2018, somewhere around there. Russell Westbrook is not a winning player. He's not. He's never going to win you a championship. You're never going to win a championship when he's on your team. He could maybe win a championship if he had a role like Gary Payton on the Miami Heat all those years ago in the early 2000s. Maybe he could get a ring like that. And this was his opportunity to do that exact thing, take a very, 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 very small role on a championship aspiration team and try to win. And he's had some ups and downs. That's the Russell Westbrook experience. It's ups and it's downs. It's great. It's triple doubles. It's this. It's that. It's great assists. It's this, and then it's smoking the game winning layup against the Timberwolves like a week ago. It's the second night having a triple double, and then the night after that one doing some dumb shit. It's it's I would never want to be a Russell Westbrook fan because it is just so hard to defend him. It is so hard to be positive about a guy who, quite honestly, and I said this when he left the Lakers, and then he sort of had a revitalization with the Clippers. I, I think, I think Russ is done. I think this is it. Um, there's been a lot. Like I read the quote to you. There's some other stuff to go along with that. Like his future in a Nuggets jersey is uncertain. That's obvious. If Michael Malone was giving him special treatment, which I don't know that for a fact, it's just reported. I'm gonna take it as with a grain of salt, but I think I think Russ might be done. Because if you can't do it with the Nuggets when they had so much stability and so much like, um, they had a good coach. It wasn't like Michael Malone was a scrub. You're playing with another MVP. You have another all-star caliber guard in the backcourt with you when you start. Obviously, Russ came off the bench a lot. I think Russ is done. I think it's over. Um, I would not be surprised if is he a free agent this offseason? He might be. He might sign a 2-year deal though. I don't know. The way they're sounding makes like he has a 2-year deal. So hold on, let me see, and then we'll get out of here. Um, he this might be it. This might be it. So he has a player option next year. So whether he takes that, if he takes, it's his decision. If he takes that player option, the Nuggets sort of have to keep him unless he takes it early in the free agency cycle. Unless he takes it and then they can find a trade, a sign and trade sort of deal. Maybe I don't know what Russell Westbrook is worth at this point. I don't know what team would want him. Maybe he signs the deal and they cut him. It's only a $3 million, and I mean he could just say I don't need the headache of any of this. I'm just not gonna resign and I'll find another 1-year deal. or 1+1 essentially. Um, End of let's see, when is Russ's birthday? Um, he's gonna be late 30s is the point I'm getting at here. Um, he will be. Oh yeah. Wait. Oh, so beginning of next season, his birthday's in November. He'll be 37 years old. 16 years NBA experience. Um, I think this is it. I think this is it. Um, he might get one more chance, maybe, but I think Russ's biggest crime was not slowing down enough and not thinking enough. Because he's a very emotional, a very passionate guy about his craft and about his sport, and that's all you can say about Russ. I think he's done though. Anyways, those were the last little tidbits I wanted to get to before we end the video. You will get a bunch of videos this weekend. I'm doing my All NBA stuff right now, so you'll get an All NBA list um, Friday or Saturday, and then WNBA draft. I knew it was coming up, but it's this Monday, the 14th. So I will yeah, I'll do a video about that. A lot of stuff has shifted in that, so it might be a bit of a longer, shorter video. I don't quite know yet. I don't even know how I'm gonna do it. I might just talk about some mock drafts or something. I don't know. But you will get videos this weekend. Um, and I hope you guys are enjoying the content. Um, the next time you guys hear my voice, the season might be over. The regular season might be over. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening this whole season. I'm coming up on 100 videos. I don't know. Probably next week will be my 100th video. Might do something special. Who knows? Um, Thank you guys for watching. And I will see you guys next time. Cheers.